How are you?
Fine, how are
Nice
you?
to meet you. I'm
Me
Joshua
too.
Crumpton. Um, Before we start, I just want to go over some informed consent. This, because of educational purposes, this will be recorded. However, everything that we discuss in this session will be confidential, with one exception. If I feel that you say something that infers hurt or harm to yourself or somebody else, I'm going to have to report that.
Okay.
That's okay?
Mhm.
So I'll just start by introducing myself. I'm Joshua Crumpton. I've been a counselor for about 11 years, and I
Mhm.
specialize in Adlerian theory and
Mhm.
techniques. I've also worked for special ed school for about 10 years, and I've
Mhm.
just focused on this for the last past year. Before I ask you about yourself, I just want to explain how this whole process works. So, if you agree, I'll see you once a week. Um, During our sessions, we'll evaluate your goals and how you're reaching some of your goals. We will also discuss assignments and homework to do because you wanting to change is part of your process.
Mhm.
And I can't do the work for you. This is for you. But I want you to know that we'll continue this treatment until you feel that you don't need the treatment anymore.
Mhm.
Always be honest with me during our sessions. If I say something that's not right, feel free to stop me, correct me, tell me,
Okay,
so
I
that we can
will.
associate fix that. So now that I've done all this talking, tell me about yourself and what brings you in here today.
I'm here because I have a problem with anger.
Okay.
People make me mad. I just bust them in the head,
Okay. Um,
like from 0 to 10, and this quick.
am I hearing that this is becoming a problem? Is this affecting your
Yeah,
work
I
life
gotta
or
go
your
to
home life?
court.
Okay.
I
So
almost got fired.
so explain the last situation that occurred because of your anger.
I was in line, and the lady bumped me,
Mm-hmm.
and she did not say excuse me,
Okay.
and walked off. And had a nerve to roll her eyes at me.
Mm.
I saw red.
Okay.
So I went over there and knocked her out.
Did you know the lady?
No, I don't know who she was. But anyway, I got arrested
Okay.
and I'm in court. And they were going to send me to some court ordered anger management, but I didn't do that. I came on my own before they sent me.
Well, that's commendable. Very commendable, because not a lot of people take the first step to help themselves with the problem, and the fact
Mhm.
that you realize that you have a problem is a good step. Um, so what you're telling me is that a woman that you didn't know, she banged into you. Basically, you felt disrespected, or you thought that that was disrespectful, and you knocked her out.
Yes.
And because of that, you have to go to these court. Well, you have these court. Well, you were going to be mandated to go to anger counseling, but you decided to proactively take a step for yourself.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So let's discuss this situation, this last situation. When the lady bumped into you, describe how you felt.
I saw red.
But I want you to give me a feeling.
I felt mad. I felt angry. I was
Okay.
pissed.
So you were pissed. You were angry when she bumped into you.
Yes.
Okay. And that's understandable because anybody would be. So now let's discuss the reason why you became angry. So you were angry because you were angry when she bumped into you because what did that say to you when she bumped into you and walked off?
She was disrespectful. She was disrespecting me. I felt disrespected.
So is it safe to say that you felt disrespected? Did you internalize that feeling of disrespect?
Yes.
Okay, well, I understand it, and nobody likes to be disrespected. Does this, so before we go on, because I just have to make sure we have this all correct. A stranger bumped into you in the supermarket? Where were you at?
We were standing in line at the mall,
Okay,
in the store.
stranger bumped into you at the mall, walked off, rolled her eyes, and you attacked her, and
Yes.
were subsequently arrested.
Yes.
All right.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately. Yes, because it's a terrible thing to be arrested. I understand. Before we go any further, I'd like to discuss your family dynamic. Is that okay?
Yes, I guess.
Well,
Well, we have to go there.
well, the reason why is because when things happen to us as children, we develop certain ways of thinking and we develop certain ways of behaving, whether they're adaptive or maladaptive, because of our experience.
What is maladaptive?
Maladaptive means instead of coping with your anger by taking a jog, you start a fight.
Okay. I guess that will be me.
But it takes a lot. It takes a lot of self-actualization to realize what is you.
Mm-hmm.
So, were you the only child?
No.
Okay. About how many? Did you have a big? Describe your family.
It's three.
Three.
Three girls.
Three girls. Youngest? Were you the youngest or old?
I'm in the middle.
Okay. Can you describe your relationship with your mother?
She got on my nerves.
Okay. And could you do the same thing with your father?
I like him, but he was mean.
He was mean, but you liked him.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you consider yourself to be most like out of your parents?
My father.
Your father. Point blank.
Yes.
And is there any reason why you feel that you're most like him?
Because he was nicer to me than my mother.
Okay. Can you describe to me what you were like as a child?
I was rambunctious. I was all over the place. I did not listen. I used to get beatings all the time.
Okay. All the time?
Mm-hmm. But I didn't understand why they keep beating me. I'm just doing, I'm curious.
Understandable. Sometimes parents, they do what they feel is right.
Mainly my mother, she kept beating me. I didn't understand it.
Your mother kept beating you. Didn't understand it. And that led to how did they handle disagreements with each other?
Oh, it was terrible.
It was terrible.
That was terrible. They be fighting. Not just fussing. They be in there fist fighting. It was terrible.
So it sounds like in your family, not only did you have the trouble of being the middle child, which normally bears the burdens of the children, you had to witness a lot of turmoil and fighting with your parents.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did that change your view of how you saw yourself?
I guess it taught me not to let nobody put their hands on me or do something I don't like.
Okay. And can you describe any way that it made you look at other people? As others around you? Did you distrust people because of your relationship that you witnessed?
Well, if somebody got upset with me, I thought maybe they would try to hit me.
Okay.
And so I got prepared for that. Because I'm going to hit you before you hit me.
Right. So it sounds to me like, and you correct me if I'm wrong, because of these experiences in your family, you've developed ways of protecting yourself from being harmed again.
Yeah, what I perceive as harm. Yes.
What you perceive as harm.
Mm-hmm.
Which is good, and I'm glad you said that, because it's our thoughts that cause our feelings, and our feelings cause our behavior.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't realize that, but it sounds like you know a lot of that. So I'm starting to see how this can, well, hopefully I can get you to see how your family dynamic is tying into your interactions with other human beings.
Mm-hmm.
Is that something that you can see for yourself, or do you see the connection that you might have from that?
I see it now since you brought it up. I didn't see it before. I just saw the woman hit me. She didn't say anything. It was disrespectful. So I knocked the shit out of her.
I can't even, there's nothing wrong with that. With you feeling the way you feel, feeling anger. Does this current situation that you, and you spoke about, I guess, early recollection. So is there anything that you remember from before 10 that could remind you, that happened to you, that could remind you of this situation that's occurring now?
I used to get beatings all the time for just being me. I wasn't doing anything.
Can you explain one time? Give me one example.
I guess when I was like 6 years old, my mother told me not to touch something, and I touched it anyway because I was curious about it. And she beat me so bad. It was terrible. And from that day forward, I could not stand my mother.
I understand. A lot of children feel that way. Did you? What part of that recollection stands out to you the most? Like, just stands out?
That she beat me.
That she beat you. The fact that she physically harmed you.
Yes.
And
it hurt.
I understand. Did she beat you with an object?
Yeah, she beat me with a drop cord. You know, the plug, the extension cord.
Oh, okay.
What do you call it?
Extension cord?
Yeah, extension cord.
Okay. And
back then they called it a whatever. Yeah, a drop cord. That's what they used to call it, right? Yeah.
So it sounds like you felt vulnerable, or you didn't feel safe because of this beating that you received.
I felt abused.
You felt
That's what I felt.
Abused. Okay. You felt abused. Is there anything that you could picture from this memory? Is there anything that you could picture? Do you remember her face? Do you remember anything that she did right after?
I remember her yelling at me and said, "I'm going to beat your so-and-so, get your so-and-so here." And I was running around and she got even mad because she had to catch me. And it was terrible.
It was terrible. I understand. So it sounds like there was a lot of fear there too for you.
Yes.
So is it safe to say that that's maybe some of your fear of your mother, I'm just grasping out there, you tell me if I'm wrong, some of your dislike came from the fear of your mother?
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense. Fearful. And it sounds like you don't have you particularly have a problem with, and correct me if I'm wrong, with being afraid of somebody else.
Yeah, I just don't want nobody hitting me.
Okay. That makes perfect sense. Nobody wants anybody to attack them. So what is your goal out of this counseling session? What would you like from me to help you with?
I don't know. I guess not to knock people out for no reason. I mean, to handle my situations better, anger situations better. That's what I would like.
And that makes a lot of sense. And it takes a big person, or it takes a intelligent person, or a person that's resilient and knows how to come back from setbacks to know that they have to do something to correct their own situation. Mm-hmm. So as far as your anger is concerned, I'm going to teach you a technique that will help you redirect or connect with the fact that we think, we feel, then we act. It's called the push button technique. Mm-hmm. Now, what I need you to do, if you could face me, what I need you to do is, with your right hand, I need you to stick up, put one finger up. And I need you to think of something that makes you feel good, something that happened to you that made you feel the best that you've ever felt in your life. Take a second and just think about it. And let me know when you have it.
When I had my son.
Okay. So I want you to take this hand and press right here. That's a good button. That's okay. Your good button. Now I want you to take your left hand, raise it up, and think about something that pissed you off, that made you mad as all hell.
Co-workers.
Any one in particular?
Yes.
Okay. Is there any emotion? Can you describe the emotion that you feel when you see this co-worker?
I want to knock her out too.
So it sounds like complete rage.
Yes.
Okay. I want you to realize and understand that feeling. And I want you to put your hand here. Now, the reason why I'm teaching you this is because you have an option before you act out to decide what you're going to think about and how that's going to affect your feeling.
Okay.
Okay? And that's the reason for me teaching you. So your homework, or what you can do, is you have practice deciding. You have to learn how to decide what emotion or what you're going to think to control your emotion. Mm-hmm. When your coworker, if I'm your coworker and I say something to you that's offensive, at that point, you should, this is why I'm giving you the technique, to mentally say to yourself, okay, you think about when you had your son, you think about the emotion that you're in, and then you choose which emotion you decide to feel.
Okay.
How do you think this would work for you? Starting
It's a step. It would be a step. I don't know if I'll be able to do it all the time. I can be that's as honest as I could be, but it's a step.
Okay. Okay, so it's a beginning step. Are you willing to try this to see if it'll
Yes.
work? So by next week, I don't need you to write anything. What you should do is just I want you to keep count of the times that you were able to use this step and the times that you weren't. And I want you to reflect why you weren't able to use this step, because remember, it's all a choice of how you feel or how you act or how you think. I want you to reflect on why you didn't use this or what choice you made, why you chose that choice, and then we'll discuss it in the next time we come.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
I thank you for coming. We had
This one.
yeah, it's just about is. We're just nope. We got 5 more minutes. Well, you paid me for this time, so since we have 5 more minutes, what is when people say things to you that you feel are disrespectful to you? What does it tell you about yourself? Have you ever heard of private logic?
No, what is that?
Private logic is things that we tell ourselves that make us act in maladaptive ways or help us make bad decisions. So when you feel disrespected, is there something that you're telling yourself that makes you react?
But this person can't do that to me. I'm not going to take that. That's what I'm feeling.
That's what you're saying.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But you're feeling what?
Anger.
Okay.
It invokes anger in me. It invokes, it makes me mad.
It makes you mad. And are you able to clarify the thoughts that are making you feel angry? What are you thinking about that's
when
making you angry?
When I feel disrespect, I feel as though somebody disrespected me.
But what do you feel? I want to know what you feel.
At that moment, I'm feeling
Anger,
whatever. Rage. I'm upset.
Okay.
Feeling upset.
Do you think there's any way that you would ever work from going from complete rage to maybe just being mad first?
I don't know how to do that.
Okay, well, that's something we could work on. That'll be a goal. If that's something that you would like to work on, then I can make that possible for you.
Yeah, I think that'd be something that I need to work on anyway. If I want to or not, I need to work on it so I can stay out of jail. I don't want to go to prison.
I understand.
I've been arrested 3 times for beating people up.
Well, were they felonies, if you don't mind me asking?
If I don't get out of this, it would become a felony.
Oh, well, I understand you're concerned. And you do have a son, so I understand that you want to make a good example for him.
Yes, I don't need him going to jail either.
So what it does sound like is that you have a lot of reasons and a lot of resources not to act out. And you have a lot of resources to come to counseling. You have reasons to come to counseling and fix this.
Yeah.
Okay, so during this process, that's exactly what we're going to do.
Okay, that would be great.
That will be. So I thank you for coming. And I will see you next week. You work on that assignment that we decided. And I'll see you next week and we'll discuss it.
Okay, great. This is wonderful.
It's good seeing you.
Okay. That's 20 minutes.